The story begins by showing some teenagers who were going to the church camp for their trip by sitting in a bus. The camp director Doug was also going with them. After this, we see Dr. Peter, who runs a general store. He was going inside, but then a trip bus passes by them. Seeing this, Dr. Peter clicks a photo of the bus and goes inside and shows this photo to the owner of the general store and asks where the bus is going. The owner tells that all the schools are closed at the moment, so this bus must be going to the church camp. On hearing this, Dr. Peter's expression changes and he becomes a little worried. On the other hand, all the teenagers reach the church camp where ducks are waiting to welcome them. Teresa, assistant of Doug, and the cook stand up. All these teenagers had come for the land. Actually, land is a religious ceremony of Christians which is celebrated for 40 days. And this function was going to start from the next day. Doug gives them divides them into groups of 2, and distributes the work to everyone. The bus driver leaves them here and goes from there, but on the way he finds 2 girls whom he makes sit in the bus and parks the bus at a deserted-looking place. But then we see the Lumberjack Man at the back of the bus. He was carrying very big pancakes with him, and he also had some weapons in his hand. Lumberjack gets on this bus, and with an axe cuts off the necks of both the girls from their bodies before the bus driver could do anything. Lumberjack he also kills the driver and hangs his neck on the roof of the bus by trapping it in a rod. Lumberjack was very dangerous, big and powerful. He applies the blood from the bodies of all 3 on his pancakes. Here we see Faith and her the friends see Jacqueline doing her work, but then they get a feeling that someone is secretly watching them. Faith goes ahead to check and finds out that it is her friend who has been following Faith. Seeing this, Fat threatens him and drives him away from there. Meanwhile, 2 boys are given the job of cleaning the stable. Both of them were not happy with their job at all, but they could not leave it because Doug had posted a man there to keep an eye on them. Both of them make a plan and instigate them to smoke, and the man also starts smoking listening to them. And in a short while he gets addicted to smoking. And these 2 boys are seen in the 2 dolls. Seeing the opportunity, these 2 boys run away from there. Due to smoking, this man gets intoxicated. He is not even aware of what is happening around him. Then the lumberjack enters here, but in this also the man sees a girl. So thinking the lumberjack to be a girl, he goes to her and starts smelling her hair. But the lumberjack Jack doesn't like this at all. So he hangs the man in the air with one hand and beheads him with the other hand, killing him. On the other side, we see Dr. Peter, who is the head officer of the area, Luhan. He comes to the doctor asking for help and says that death is roaming around here, so we have to vacate this entire area. Hearing this, Luhan feels that the doctor is mentally ill. She is unstable, so she does not pay heed to his words, but the doctor tells her the past records that every 30 years, danger starts looming here, so he talks about evacuating the entire area, but Luhan was not able to believe what Dr. Peter said. So she gets Dr. Peter thrown out by her assistant. Seeing no hope from the police's help, Dr. Peter now starts going towards the camp. Here we see the boy who was following Faith. Now he starts looking at other girls secretly. He was staring at both the girls when suddenly Lumberjack comes there and cuts a tree which comes straight and falls on the boy, and the boy's blood gets on Lumberjack's pancakes. But the girls is not aware of this. On the other hand, we see the 2 boys who had run away from the cleaning work. They both start following these 2 girls. But then on the way they meet Faith, who is going towards the dining hall. Seeing this, one boy goes behind him, while the other boy starts going towards these 2 girls. In the meantime, Lumberjack sees another boy. He kills the boy, who was the boyfriend of a girl named Danielle. Lumberjack uproots this boy as well and throws him in front of Danielle. Seeing this, Danielle gets very scared and is about to run away from here when this girl Lumberjack comes in front and give Danielle a single chance to escape from here. Instead, starts breaking her body badly, breaks the bones of her hands and legs badly, and then folds this girl's body in a table-like shape. He gives it to her and puts his pancakes on it and starts eating, but Lumberjack does "Ain't like this table very much," so he picks up the girl and throws her towards the tree with great force. And Danielle also dies. Here we see Luhan, who is upset thinking about the newspapers shown by Dr. Peter and his words. Luhan tells the deputy to go to the town's police officer. After the deputy leaves, Luhan notices something strange outside. A sound is heard. Luhan quickly takes her gun and goes outside to check, but she doesn't see anyone, and as soon as she turns back, Lumberjack stands in front of it. Lumberjack picks up Luhan and throws him. It starts shooting at Lumberjack to kill him and fires several rounds, after which Lumberjack falls on the ground. Seeing him lying on the ground, Luhan, it seems that it is dead. Luhan did not want to take any risk, so she fires more shots at it and then goes inside. She calls the police officer when, in the meantime, Lumberjack gets up again and Luhan comes near him. Lumberjack throws an axe at Luhan from behind, which hits him right on the back. Luhan gets badly injured, but she still tries to stop him from coming near her by throwing things at him, but nothing has any effect. But then Lavin gets a cup full of syrup in his hand, and as soon as he pours the syrup on Lumberjack's body starts burning and he runs away from there. After this, Lumberjack reaches the camp. He enters, and seeing him, all the people run away from there, but one boy gets caught by Lumberjack. The Lumberjack kills the girl brutally, while the two girls start running towards the forest, but then one of the girls' leg gets caught in a trap and she ends up hanging upside down from the tree. Seeing this, the other friend, instead of helping her, she runs away to save her life. And then Lumberjack arrives and kills the hanging girl by hitting her on the head with an axe. Lumberjack puts the girl's blood on his pancakes. The pancakes are huge, and we notice that the quantity of pancakes is decreasing lumber. Jack was eating these pancakes by applying people's blood instead of syrup. Now Lumberjack goes to find other girls and he takes them to faraway places. He doesn't let her escape and catches this girl, then hits her so badly with a big pancake that she gets crushed, and this girl also gets killed. By this time, Dr. Peter had also reached the camp and he drives all the people away from there. Dr. Peter asks them to leave and tells them that all of your lives are in danger, so it is not right to stay here. But no one believes him. Seeing this, Dr. Peter tells them a story. One day, the owner of a company goes hunting, but then he starts smelling a very nice smell of something. The owner of the company gets scared of this smell. While chasing him, he reaches a house where Lumberjack is making pancakes for his family. Lumberjack feeds pancakes to this man, and after tasting them, the man becomes crazy about pancakes because he had never eaten such tasty pancakes before. The man tries to ask Lumberjack for the recipe by offering him money, but Lumberjack does and share his family recipe, so the man just kills Lumberjack by dipping him in syrup and then finds the recipe at home and starts making pancakes with it. He gives them to the people and becomes very rich by selling them, but after 30 years, Lumberjack comes out of his grave and kills whoever comes in front of him. He had also attacked Dr. Peter in his childhood, but Dr. Peter somehow saved him from the clutches of Lumberjack. Bash had turned out to be a doctor. Nobody believed this after hearing Peter's story. Rather, everyone calls Dr. Peter a madman and throws him out of here. But while leaving, Dr. Peter tells that when Lon and Jack eat all their cakes, he will become very powerful and he will have so much power that it is difficult to imagine. Saying that it is difficult to even apply it, Dr. Peter leaves from here in his car. But then on the way, Luhan comes in front of him in an injured condition. Luhan's condition is so bad that she is not able to tell anything properly, but Dr. Peter, without any hesitation, he understands that Lumberjack is responsible for this situation, so he quickly makes Luhan sit in the car and starts leaving from there. Meanwhile, Luhan was repeating only one word, syrup, that is, syrup is Lumberjack's weakness. As soon as Lava poured syrup on Lumberjack, he ran away from there. On the other side, we see the police officer, who is very happy to see big pancakes on the way, and quickly goes near these pancakes and starts tasting them, but then Lumberjack comes here and kills him brutally. Lumberjack drains his blood thoroughly. He applies it on pancakes. In the camp also we see everyone eating pancakes, but they did not use syrup. Their director Doug takes a pancake, but this pancake is very strange. In fact, it is not a pancake, but there is a face of only one companion, seeing which all the people get very scared. Meanwhile, Lumberjack also arrives here, seeing whom all the people start believing that what Dr. Peter said is true. Seeing this, these people are still thinking. Just then Lumberjack throws an axe towards one of his companions, which goes straight to his forehead and he dies on the spot. Seeing this, all the people get very scared and, believing what Dr. Peter says to be true, quickly run away. They start running away from here, but Lumberjack does not leave them. Instead, he catches everyone one by one and kills them one by one. But some people go to the kitchen to save their lives and hide themselves. In the kitchen, they just close the door and don't open the door to help anyone, due to which people who are outside are hit by a lumberjack, and all the people are killed. Then Lumberjack tries to break the kitchen door. Seeing this, all the people try to escape from the back door of the kitchen, while two chefs hide in a shed. But then they are caught by someone. They sense someone's approaching presence, so they take up arms for their safety and get ready to attack. After a while, they find not Lumberjack but Dr. Peter, who comes to help them. Dr. Peter came here and told them that we can kill Lumberjack with the help of syrup, although they could not believe that how can he be killed with syrup. Meanwhile, Director Jag starts running away from here to save his life. But then Lumberjack catches him and kills him brutally. Here Dr. Peter and his two companions start thinking that how can he be killed with a packet of syrup? But there was a bigger tension that Lumberjack might have eaten all his pancakes. He might not have eaten enough food, because if he finishes all the food, then he will become very powerful. Lumberjack is now very strong after eating all the food. Faith had become powerful and picks up a cutter and goes to kill Lumberjack. Chef also follows her near a house, and as soon as the door opens, Lumberjack comes out of it and snatches the cutter from Chef Faith and starts it. Tries to start it, but it won't start, and Lumberjack throws it away and proceeds to kill them both. But then the deputy arrives and Lumberjack kills him and then cuts off two of Faith's fingers. But in the meantime, Dr. Peter arrives and fires at Lumberjack and makes him fall on the ground. Well, three of them think that Lumberjack is dead, so they start leaving, but Lumberjack stands up again. Dr. Peter saves him from this. Bart decides to use the syrup, but is unable to open the package. Faith takes the gun and goes to kill Lumberjack, but Lumberjack picks it up and throws it in the cubby, where Faith finds the syrup drum, and then Lumberjack arrives to kill them both. Faith arrives and tells him that she is the granddaughter of your killer. Hearing this, Lumberjack moves forward to kill her. It falls, and as it comes near Faith, Faith catches it with the syrup applied on her hands and holds it until it dies. Then Dr. Peter, Chef, and Faith come out, and there is a blast in the cave. Who is killed by Lumberjack after this all? Three of them leave from here with the lumber, and the movie ends.